Hello and welcome to Midday Update with me, Antra Bose. Let's take a look at the headlines for the day. Oman and Iran discuss trade and investment. One arrested for possessing hashish. SalamAir operates direct flight from Sohar to Shiraz. Saudi Arabia revises guidelines for Umrah performers and visitors. Cyclone Batsarai death toll rises to 20 in Madagascar. Saudi Interior Minister calls on Pakistan Army Chief, discusses regional security and Afghan situation. T20 World Cup 2022, India-Pakistan match tickets sold out within 5 minutes of going on sale. Meanwhile, India versus West Indies, hosts look to seal series, eyes on Rohit-Virat partnership. Those are the headlines. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with the COVID-19 updates and the local stories. Stay tuned.
Play, you listen.
You talk, we listen.
You got something to say? We want to hear it.
95.4 in Muscat.
And 91 in Salalah.
Music, news, views, and everything in between.
TFM.
TFM.
Let's talk.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the COVID-19 updates. 8 new COVID-19 related deaths have been registered in the Sultanate, taking the total death toll because of COVID-19 to 4,188. In addition, as many as 2,303 new cases of coronavirus were registered, which brings the total number of positive COVID-19 cases to 356,900. Now for the local stories. The Sultanate of Oman and the Republic of Iran discussed enhancing trade and investment cooperation between the two countries. A number of members of the Board of Directors of the Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry discussed during their meeting with the Iranian trade delegation prospects for enhancing areas of trade and investment cooperation between the Sultanate of Oman and the Islamic Republic of Iran, and increasing trade exchange and investment opportunities available in various economic sectors, Oman News Agency said in a statement. Empty Quarter Customs has arrested a person for possession of hashish drug. Empty Quarter Customs arrests a passenger in possession of rolls of hashish drug, which he deliberately hid behind the driver's seat, Oman Customs said in a statement. SalamAir has launched its first direct flight from the Vilayat of Sohar in North Al-Batana Governorate to Shiraz in Iran. SalamAir announced the launch of a direct flight from Sohar to Shiraz in the Republic of Iran. The airline is the first operator in the Sultanate to connect the two cities. The new flight departs every Monday from Sohar at 2:25 p.m. and arrives in Shiraz at 4 p.m., the airline said in a statement. Captain Mohammed Ahmed, CEO of SalamAir, said the following. There is a high demand for travel between Oman and Iran, thanks to the social, cultural and business ties. We are excited to bring SalamAir's convenience to people traveling between Sohar and Shiraz, be it for business, medical, leisure or visiting family and friends. With the launch of the flight between Sohar and Shiraz, SalamAir is opening Sohar to international destinations, the CEO added. SalamAir flight tickets are now open for sale through salamair.com, its call centers and appointed travel agents. All operations are subject to strict adherence to the travel mandate issued by the civil aviation authorities and other COVID-19 related guidelines issued by the respective authorities. Those are the local stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with international stories and sports news. Stay tuned.
We play, you listen.
You talk, we listen.
You got something to say? We want to hear it.
95.4 in Muscat.
And 91 in Salalah.
Music, news, views, and everything in between.
TFM.
TFM.
Let's talk.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories. The Ministry of Hajj and Umrah has announced updating the procedures for entering the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for Umrah performers and visitors seeking to perform Umrah or visit to ensure the health and safety of the Umrah performers. The ministry explained that based on what was reported by the competent authorities regarding the measures taken by the kingdom to counter the coronavirus and its variants, Umrah performers arriving in the kingdom must, regardless of their immunization status, bring a negative certificate for an approved test or an examination for the rapid antigens of the coronavirus of a sample taken within 48 hours of the date of departure to the kingdom. The ministry indicated that these new requirements will go into effect starting at 1 a.m. on Wednesday, February 9, 2022. A total of 20 deaths were recorded on Monday in Madagascar by the Office of Risk and Disaster Management following the passage of intense tropical cyclone Batsarai on Saturday and Sunday. The multi-sectoral aerial assessment of the damage left by cyclone Batsarai began Monday in Madagascar. According to the latest estimation, more than 69,000 people have been displaced after the cyclone swept the country. Intense tropical cyclone Batsarai made landfall Saturday evening in Madagascar, with the exact location being monitored at 14 kilometers north of the town of Mananjari. Batsarai crossed the country from east to west before going out to sea on Sunday in the Mozambique Channel. It is estimated that 150,000 people could be displaced by further landslides and rising river and canal levels. Saudi Arabia Interior Minister Abdulaziz bin Saud bin Naif called on Pakistan's Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa in Rawalpindi on Monday. The two representatives discussed matters of mutual interest, regional security, the current situation in Afghanistan, and bilateral defense relations, Pakistan's Inter-Service Public Relations said in a statement. Bajwa said that Pakistan values its historical and brotherly relations with the kingdom and acknowledges its unique place in the Islamic world. The Saudi minister pledged to play his part for further improvement in diplomatic cooperation with Pakistan at all levels. Back in December, Bajwa had met with Saudi Foreign Minister. They discussed regional security and bilateral defense relations. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have both diplomatic and military ties. However, their relations have strained in recent years. In May last year, Saudi Arabia's rice charity had triggered a political row in Pakistan. The announcement of 19,032 bags of rice from a Saudi aid agency came after Pakistan Prime Minister's trip to the kingdom. Pakistani public viewed the rice donation as an outcome of what the ruling PTI government had called a highly successful visit. Now for the sports stories. Excitement is building for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2022 with general ticket allocations for 2 match days sold out on the first day of going on sale to the public. General ticket allocations have all been sold for India versus Pakistan at the MCG on October 23rd and the double-header that features South Africa versus Bangladesh and India versus Group A runner-up at the SCG on October 27th. This comes after 200,000 tickets were sold during the pre-sale period across the 45 matches being played in Australia from October 16 to November 13 later this year. Such was the demand to see one of world cricket's biggest rivalries. The allocations for the India versus Pakistan match were sold within 5 minutes of going on sale. Over 8,000 fans were expected to attend the global showcase for men's T20 cricket when it comes to Australia for the first time. And there is still plenty of opportunity for fans to secure seats to all other fixtures in the general public sale. After having won the first ODI against West Indies, the Rohit Sharma-led side will now look to win the second game and seal the 3-match series with 1 game to go. India and West Indies will lock horns in the second ODI on Wednesday at the Narendra Modi Stadium. Rohit and boys sealed a comfortable 6-wicket win in the first ODI and the men in blue did not have to break a sweat. Chasing 176 in the first ODI, Rohit Sharma's blitz with the bat helped India stay ahead in the run chase throughout, and in the end, the hosts completed a comfortable 6-wicket win. However, poor shot selection by Virat Kohli and Ishan Kishan left a lot to ponder. It has been 2 years since Virat last scored a century, and in the first ODI against Windies, it looked like Virat was a bit arrogant in his playing style and he played aerial shots quite early in his innings. He eventually got out hooking a bouncer and he just managed to score 8 runs. Kishan managed to score 28, but there was no need for him to play a slog sweep off the bowling of Akil Hussain when India was cruising into the match. If not for Rohit's 60, India could have had a difficult time in chasing 177. Surya Kumar Yadav and Deepak Hooda played unbeaten cameos, and with the return of KL Rahul in the second ODI, it needs to be seen who the management drops. Talking about West Indies, only Jason Holder and Fabian Allen showed some fight with the bat, and the visitors would hope for more runs from the top order. Alzari Joseph impressed with the balls, and if the Windies manage to post more runs, the visitors have the bowling to cause headaches in the Indian camp. Those were all the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.